Hi, this class is called OOP, Object Oriented Piracy. What do we have to do here? As you see, we have a class with a draft and a crew. What is the draft? Well, the draft is a total of ship weight, and the crew is the number of humans on the ship. Okay, fair enough. Each crew member adds 1.5 units to the ship draft. Okay, and if they're removing the weight of the crew, the draft should be still more than 20, because then the ship is worth looting. In such a case, we have to return a Boolean value true, and otherwise we have to return false. But we have to use a method for that, is worded. Well, let's create it. Here we have to start. How do we initiate this class? Well, as follows. We have to assign an object. As we can see here, it is empty ship. And then we assign it to ship. Here we put in the values that we want to access. And let's print the empty ship here. And what we can do if we want to return the draft or the crew is just print draft and crew. Print crew, 0 and 0, and we are dealing with a ship object. We should create a method. What is a method in the first place? Well, that's a function within a class. So def is underscore word it is the new method. And what we can do here is to access the attributes, the draft and the crew, from the init method, as this is called. First of all, we need to put in self here, or well, let's leave it out, just for demonstration purposes. And print the draft here. And then we have a problem. Let's indent it, by the way. All good, all good. Yeah. Okay, nothing happens. And let's print the crew next to it. Nothing happens as well. And that's because we don't call it. How do we call it? Well, as follows. The object here takes the isWorded method, and if we want to access it, we use parentheses. Well, let's execute it. And here you see it takes 0 positional arguments, but 1 was given. What's going on here? Well, the following, if we want to access the draft and the crew from the init method, then we have to put in self here, and here as well, before the draft and the crew. And that way, we can print out the draft and the crew that we give in here as arguments. 0 and 0. And from here, we can start working, right? So the draft should be more than 20 before it is worth looting the ship. And that's what we have to calculate here. Let's see. Let's take another example. A draft of 40 and a crew of 10. That is worth looting, right? When we multiply 10 with 1.5, you have 15. 15 minus 40 is 25, is more than 20. How do we do that? Well, just by putting in the calculation here, we have to return the draft minus the crew multiplied by 1.5. Let's execute this here and remove this, by the way. Oh, well, this mistake I didn't make on purpose, but we have to use self again to access the attributes. Let's have a look. 25. Is that more than 20? That will return true. And when we change this to, well, let's say 20. 20 minus 15 is 5, so that we should return false. It's not worth looting. And that's basically the only thing that we have to do. So let's test it out. Attempt. And there we go. Passed all the tests. Hope this has been useful, that you learned something from it. I'll thank you for watching and hope to see you in another video. Ciao.